This world we live in cannot be relied on at all. All this you see, this illusion. And to be honest, this breaks my heart. It was scary at first to accept it.
No. I don't believe it. It's not possible.
But I decided to be brave like Neo in the Matrix. It was horrifying for Neo at first too. When he took the red pill, blue pill, red pill saying yes to the unpleasant truth, and blue pill remaining in blissful ignorance. I never bought this ignorance is bliss saying. I think truth is power. So Neo was disillusioned at first too.
Aww.
Then he reached enlightenment and started to have so much fun, didn't he? Neo was initially killed by Agent Smith, and he went into what we call in Buddhism the Bardo state, where he was able to reach enlightenment and came back. This is the scene where Neo saw through the illusion and realizing that the bullets are actually not real, and that none of these agent guys even exist. They're just computer programs. He became a badass. The truth set him free. The directors of The Matrix, Larry Wachowski and Andy Wachowski, probably had a substantial interest in Buddhism. And that's why certain Buddhist concepts were referenced, especially in the first Matrix movie. Neo, played by Keanu Reeves, so hot, discovered that what was believed to be a world is actually a matrix controlled by an artificially intelligent computer. On top of that, all the people and circumstances in it are computer programs. Our eyes are lying to us, making us think this world we can see through it is all that there is. Now, Morpheus stands with the resistance to the Matrix.
Just like
Buddhists stand with Shakyamuni Buddha's resistance to samsara, which is the karmic cycle we're trapped in. When Morpheus told Neo, "Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know, you can't explain, but you feel it. You've felt it your entire life. And there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that's brought you to me." We feel our way around this world we live in through our five senses, which are lying to us, by the way.
what?
Sight, hearing, sense of smell, taste, and touch. We have a soul, but it can't directly, physically understand the world. Our heart or soul relies on our five senses to perceive the world. It then organizes and analyzes the information received from our sensory organs and forms an idea of the world. We think that that's all there is. However, in the back of our minds, there is always this lurking thought that there is something off. But most of us can't put a finger on what it is, then we can't help but to wonder, what if the gap between what the world actually is and how we see the world is really huge? Science has proven that, for example, typically the human eye can detect wavelengths from only the range of 380 to 700 nanometers. That is such a tiny portion of the electromagnetic spectrum.
What?
In fact, most of the light in the universe is invisible to our eyes. So, with that knowledge in mind, what if I were to tell you that we can only see less than 4% of what actually exists all around us? Hey, I'm making all this money, got a yacht and a private jet, but I'm still miserable. Something's wrong, but I can't put a finger on it. So they say. In Matrix, the movie, we live in a virtual world generated by a computer.
What?
Yes, everything in it. This chair you're sitting in, this computer or phone you're watching my video on, they are all Matrix. This coincides with the core Buddhist belief that everything we experience around us in this waking life is a dream, a grand illusion. In Buddhism, we say that they are all empty in nature, therefore not real, and that we are all really slaves to our ignorance, the unreliable senses that created this world for us. Just like how Neo was a slave to the Matrix.
Let me out! Let me out! I want out!
But mankind is not aware of it. Morpheus said to Neo, this is his last chance to find out what this Matrix is. He also warned Neo that this won't be an easy journey and that there is no turning back. Buddhism has made me question everything in life, and it gets me out of my comfort zone a lot. But I don't want to be content living in the Matrix. I want to go down the rabbit hole and see the real world. Another scene in the movie that really intrigued me when I watched it for the first time as a kid was when Neo went to see the Oracle for the first time, and he met this boy who telekinetically bends a spoon, and he tells Neo, do not try and bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth. There is no spoon. It is not the spoon that bends. It is only yourself. I didn't get it at all until I started studying Buddhism. What it is that this 3D world does not exist outside of us. Instead, it only exists in our minds. What's around is a projection, and we got the projector inside us. So we have control. We got the power. It is our minds that bend the virtual spoon first, then it's projected as bent. Now, I call it a virtual spoon because if we think about it, in science class, we learned that everything is made of matter, and atoms are the basic units of matter. Agree? And an atom has a nucleus in the center and electrons orbiting around it. But the electrons are actually very far from the nucleus. And all the space in between is empty. But I see something, and it feels solid, you would say. Let me remind you that These electrons are orbiting the nucleus at an insane speed. How fast are they moving? 2,200 kilometers per second.
What?
And our eyes can't catch up to that. So to us, it appears like a solid spoon. We have been controlled by the powerful force of false beliefs, spun out by our own ignorance. And if you want to get out of the matrix, like me, think about this video, then watch the movie again. Hopefully this will help you with your journey. Good luck!